said it was impossible, that no human could dive 30 meters on a single breath.
They said it was impossible, that no human could dive 30 meters on a single breath, that no child could see clearly underwater. And I'm telling you, he is quick and he could hold his breath right in a long-ass time. That a tribe could sense a tsunami before the ocean even whispered. But deep in Southeast Asia, scientists stumbled across something that shattered every rule. What they found in the Bao and Moken wasn't just adaptation, it was evolution in motion, and it left researchers speechless. Number 11. The Bao and Moken. They move through water like they were born in it. No tanks, no high-tech fins, just lungs, wooden goggles, and generations of knowing the sea. These are the Bao and the Moken, often called the sea nomads. But to call them that is just scratching the surface. They live afloat, boats, stilled homes, coral caves, and what they do should be impossible. In 2018, researcher Melissa Ardo published something wild in the journal Cell. Many Bao have spleens about 50% larger than neighboring populations. Not just a coincidence. A gene signaled near PDE10A might be helping that spleen grow, because a bigger spleen can push more red blood cells into circulation during a dive, feeding oxygen to the brain and heart. Some Bao divers spent hours each day underwater, reaching depths of 10, 20, even 30 meters on a single breath, a spear, a meal. And while the world measures time in hours, they measure it in heartbeats, slowed by the diving reflex, where blood abandons the limbs and heads for the core. The Moken add a different kind of impossibility. Studies led by Anna Gistlin showed Moken children can see almost twice as clearly underwater as European kids. They pull their pupils smaller, nearly 1.9 millimeters, and stretch their eye lenses to the human limit, diopters in the range of 15 or 16. It's not magic, it's learned, but only when learned early, diving daily in bright tropical shallows. And then there's the Labon. That's the Moken name for the wave that eats people. In 2004, when the ocean fell silent and pulled back, the Moken elders knew what it meant. They guided their people to high ground long before the tsunami struck. Not one Moken life was lost that day. As the elders say, the ocean is our universe, and somewhere between gene, reflex, and myth, that universe still speaks through them. Number 9. The Maasai. They jump like gravity doesn't matter. They eat what would shock a nutritionist. They walk miles across thorny plains under an equatorial sun, and they've done it for centuries. But if you think the strength of the Maasai is all muscle and ritual, you're missing the deeper story. These East African pastoralists live along the Great Rift of Kenya and Tanzania. Their lives centered on cattle, rain, and God, whom they call Enkai, and they believe that Enkai once gave them cattle by lowering a rope from heaven. Although Inolai, the mountain of God, still stands as the sacred anchor between sky and land. Their rites look like legend. The Adamu jump, where young warriors spring straight upward, heels never touching the ground, often burns energy for hours. Studies show vertical leaps around 50 to 60 centimeters, driven not by training, but daily movement, herding, and long journeys across savanna. Then there's the diet: milk, meat, and blood. Traditional intake ranges from 600 to 2,000 milligrams of cholesterol a day, yet somehow blood pressure and heart disease remain low in many communities. In 2012, PLO-1 published an analysis linking Maasai health to strong selection in genes like FABP1, responsible for fat handling, and others tied to lactase persistence. But there's another shift. The Alma lion hunting rite, once used to mark adulthood, now lives more in memory and song. In 2010, the Enkai Lion Guardians program offered an alternative: conserve lions, track their movements, and share knowledge. The Maasai Olympics, started in 2008, turned ancient bravery toward sprinting, spear throws, and strength. Their true impossible ability? Keeping culture alive while adapting with surgical precision. Their strength is not just in the legs or the heart, but in the way they hold tradition in one hand and science in the other. Number 9. The sentinel. A man stands barefoot on a beach, a bow in his hand. A helicopter spins overhead, dropping food and aid after the 2004 tsunami. He draws, fires. A single arrow hisses into the air. That was his message. We are alive. Leave us be. The sentinel live on a small forested island just under 60 kilometers, ringed by reef, locked in time. They are the last untouched tribe on Earth. Since 1956, India has made it illegal to approach closer than 5 nautical miles. No visitors, no boats, no rescue, because contact would kill them, not by violence, but by viruses their immune systems have never met. They hunt, they fish, they make boats shaped like canoes but paddled with poles in the shallows. Nobody knows their language, no one's counted their numbers exactly. Estimates swing from a handful to over 100. But that's not the point. In 2018, a man named John Allen Chow broke the law and tried to contact them. He didn't survive the landing. India didn't recover his body. The rules exist for a reason. Myths of cannibalism swirl in whispers and headlines, but there's no proof. Scholars who've watched from afar described burials, family structures, fire use. The sentinel bury their dead in huts, not pits. They grieve. They love. They are not savages. They are survivors. When the ocean pulled back in 2004, they moved to high ground. No one told them. They knew. Number 8. Korowai Heights. In the emerald jungles of Papua, high above the mosquito-swamped swamps, houses rise from the treetops 30, sometimes 40 meters off.
Bottles or branding. People used to say, women never bathe. That's myth. The truth is smoke. With little water, women create a smoke bath from burning umbrii resin and desert herbs. Wrapped in cloth, they let the warm smoke cleanse their bodies, rising like incense in the dawn. Vision myths came next. One popular show once claimed the Hima can't see blue, but researchers like Debbie Robertson found something different. The Hima simply grew colors in ways that differ from European languages. Their eyes see fine. Their words just follow different paths. Pastoralists at heart, the Hima raise cattle in lands where few would dare to live. Milk, fermented or fresh, is a staple. Many related groups like the Herrera have low lactase persistence, so fermentation helps them digest it safely. Number 5. The Sami. Across the frozen belt of northern Europe through Norway, Sweden, Finland, and into Russia, the Sami people follow a rhythm older than nations. They follow reindeer across tundra, through forest between seasons, where others see ice in isolation. The Sami see movement, memory, and song. Roughly 80,000 to 135,000 Sami live today in Sápmi, speaking 9 distinct Sami languages. In Norway alone, nearly 250,000 domestic reindeer graze each spring, most in Finnmark. They're not wild, they are guided, herded, watched by families who know the land like a map written in snow. Their joy, sometimes spelled yoik, is more than melody. It is how one sings a mountain, a person, a memory. Studies suggest yoik helps with stress and mental wellness, grounding identity in the voice. It's medicine, passed through harmony. But history hasn't always been kind. In the 1600s, shamans called Noyed were hunted and their painted drums seized. One such drum, taken in 1691, is still caught in repatriation debates. Yet the music survived, the herd survived, and the struggle continues. In modern courts and on icy roads, Sami leaders now defend ancestral land against development. Norway has publicly apologized for its past, but the fight for grazing rights remains very real. Number 4. The Brogpa. In Ladakha's narrow valleys, where altitude cuts the air and the Indus River slices the mountains, there lives a small, radiant community called the Brogpa, or as they call themselves, the Monero. fewer than 4,000 people remain, mostly in Dha, Hanu, Garan, and Darak villages. Their language, Brookscott, is endangered, an Indo-Aryan tongue with fewer than 500 active speakers, and their rituals glow like the flowers they wear. Women craft shapy headdresses from silver coins and fresh orange blossoms meant to protect against the evil eye. Their clothes and colors aren't decoration, they're defense, their history stitched into petals. At harvest, they celebrate Bonana, a 5-day Thanksgiving of hymns, dance, and spirit-led prayer. Alaba, or spirit medium, fasts and chants, leading the village through rituals that rotate every few years. The last was recorded in 2016. Myths once claimed they were pure Aryans, descended from Alexander's army, but a 2019 genetic study and a broader 2024 Highlander Genome Project both debunked this. Their DNA is a blend of South and Central Asian ancestry. Beautiful, yes, but not mythical. Their true miracle is survival. Along crumbling terraces, they raise barley and orchards. On thin soil and thinner air, they keep singing Brookscott. One elder put it plainly, "We thank the gods, we tend our fields, we wear our flowers. In a world that forgets quickly, they remember slowly. That is their power." Number 3, the Kalenjin. In Kenya's Rift Valley, where red soil meets dawn chill, the Kalenjin run not just fast, but forever. In towns like Iten, perched over 2,400 meters above sea level, the air is thin and the legs never stop. The numbers don't lie. Though the Kalenjin make up roughly 10% of Kenya's population, they've won over 80% of the nation's distance-running medals. Marathon champions, Olympic legends, world record holders, they keep coming from one place. But it's not magic, it's layered. Studies going back to 2006 by Vincent Onura, Giannis Pitsiladis, and Ross Tucker showed a pattern. Most of these elite runners grew up running to school, living at altitude, and training together, culture baked into every stride. Physiology helps too. Even untrained Kalenjin boys have shown lower oxygen cost while running, meaning they burn less to go farther. Their limbs are long, their frames light, efficiency over power, always. Food adds to it too. Meals are often simple, ugali, greens, milk. But the training is anything but. Hills, group pacing, repetition, sharp focus. Lorna Kiplagat, a long-distance legend, once said, "If you train at 2,400 meters, when you go low, you feel like you are flying." No one gave them wings, they earned them. Number 2, the Zanjato. In the coastal corners of Benin, Togo, and southwestern Nigeria, something tall and whirling moves at dusk. Covered in raffia, spinning like a storm of straw, they hum with energy. These are the Zanjato, the people of the night. To villagers, they are spirits. To researchers, they're an ingenious blend of community security and ritual theater. Anthropologists studying Vodun in Nigeria conducted interviews in 2013 showing that Zanjato patrols deter theft, mediate disputes, and even present wrongdoers for local justice. But their presence is more than order, it's awe. Each January 10th during Benin's Vodun Day and at the Wida Festival that runs through January 11th, Zanjato flood the streets. They spin, they erupt charms, they captivate. Outsiders ask what's beneath the costume. Locals say no one. Believers insist the spirit is real. Scholars point to secret initiates beneath the layers, guided by dance, drums, and centuries of training. And now they've taken on a new role. In 2018, Voice of America reported that Zanjato began patrolling mangroves near the Mono River. They now warn off illegal loggers and overfishers, guarding not just people, but ecosystems. As scholar Fami Jekwando wrote, Zanjato are art, power, and peace rolled into one. People don't just watch them, they trust them. Number 1, the Saka. In Yakutia, deep within Russia's Siberian stretch, winter doesn't visit, it rules. And yet, the Saka people not only survive, they flourish.
where temperatures once plunged to minus 67.7 degrees Celsius on February 6, 1933, the Saka still sang to the sky. Nearly 500,000 strong, Saka live in the Republic of Saka, mastering both biology and ritual. Scientists have traced cold adaptation to genetic regions like TBX15 and WRRS2, shaping fat distribution for warmth. Other studies from 2022 and 2025 revealed selection in UCP genes, activating heat production in brown fat. Their metabolism doesn't fight the cold, it thrives in it. But genes alone don't tell the story. At the Yaqui Summer Festival, elders pour kumis, fermented mare's milk, to the heavens and chant. Their epic poems, the Alan Ko, declared a masterpiece by UNESCO in 2005, keep memory alive with myth and music. Even their animals are adapted. Yakusian horses dig through snow at minus 60, enduring swings of over 100 degrees through the year. Studies have cataloged their fatty acid profiles, their herd structures, even how stallions lead groups of 15 mares across snowfields. People once said no one could live here, but the Saka do. How do these tribes unlock abilities most think are impossible? Could science ever catch up to tradition, or are we just beginning to understand? Subscribe for more and drop your wildest theory in the comments below.